Hello, Tim from Fairplay now on the 29th November 2021, and thought I'd just talk to camera here and see where I go in this little chat of ours. Following on from the first video that I did today, I talked briefly about the Swiss referendum, and I said that it's probably not going to go our way, and sure enough it hasn't. Not really a great surprise when you consider that they host the kind of WEF and the Davos crowd and everything else, and that it's basically Klaus's backyard. So it's not really a surprising result, but I'm sure one thing that has hacked Klaus off a little bit is I believe the percentage was only somewhere around 63%, I believe it was, who voted for the pass. I'm sure he would have much rather have seen it in the 80s at least in that country. So that's just probably hacked him off a little bit, I'd have thought, and all the other powers that shouldn't be as well. So, and it looks like we're just getting bad news here, there and everywhere with things like that, with obviously the news we're looking at in this country, and they're really ramping up the nonsense, aren't they? It's like a carbon copy of last year, isn't it, where you've got the government coming out with renewed restrictions, and the press in that press conference on Saturday, instead of questioning the sort of wisdom of renewed restrictions, they were questioning why there weren't more restrictions. And now we move on to Labour today saying that we should have even more restrictions. I thought the sort of Labour Party was supposed to be on the side of the people, but obviously not anymore. But again, as it's a globalist run entity now, rather than sort of run by the people for the people, that's not really a great surprise, is it? So, you've got all this nonsense happening, and hopefully we're going to see some pushback against the whole that thing in shops. But on the latest Carl Vernon video, I don't know if you saw that, Londoners' reaction to the new mandates. Basically they're coming out with very much sort of sheep-like responses. Just one last little push, before we go into 2022, and when we can finally get back to the new normal, was a comment I saw. Sort of quite pathetic, really, and a lot of these people still don't really realise what's going on. But it depends who did that filming that Carl Vernon featured. And if it was a mainstream media piece, it would have been highly skewed, and they obviously wouldn't have had people like me on there, would they, or like you? So I don't know who shot those interviews on Carl Vernon's video, but if it's mainstream media, as I say, it would have been skewed anyway. So where does that leave us? Well, only one more day of November to go, then we're into December and the run up to Christmas. And reading the last sort of few comments under the last few videos, I've seen many people watching this, perhaps including you, are absolutely determined to enjoy your Christmas regardless of what the government does. And I think that's what we've got to do. We've got to lead by example now. I think we've got to show everyone we know, friends, family, work colleagues, that we will not be kind of forsaking this Christmas. We will be having the best Christmas we possibly can. We will not be doing that in the shops. We will sort of be walking around the supermarkets and any other shop we want to go into with our heads held up high, unmuzzled, and knowing that we are on the right side of history. No matter how many Karens you get screaming at you, saying, you're killing people, you're killing people, not wearing that. Well, the sort of not that I encourage people getting into arguments, but you can retort to them, at least in your head, if not aloud. How many people have you killed by insisting on your lockdowns and thereby causing sort of lockdown suicides and all the other kind of stuff? So, it's a double-edged sword, really, and you can give as much as good as you get. But yeah, just walk around the shops, walk around wherever you want to go, public transport. Doesn't matter if you want to do that or not. Just walk around with your head held up high, as I will be doing. And I think sort of together we will be getting through this. There's no doubt about it. We will win this thing. We know, well, I know 100% for sure that we are on the right side of history and that we will win this thing. We'll come out the other side again with our heads held up high. Also, I think it's important to keep talking to people. I know a lot of people watching this talk to other people all the time, and they kind of are doing a fantastic job of getting people to just think about things a little bit, just, to start questioning things. And I still think more and more and more people are questioning things, and it's going to be a very interesting, probably a very tough, but a very interesting couple of months now. And sort of, who knows where we're going to be. It's not easy, is it, sort of facing uncertainty, and which has been one of the toughest things about this whole period of time, just the uncertainty. Will I be able to sort of go out for Christmas? Will I be able to go to the pub? Will I be able to go on holiday? Will I be able to do this and that? What happens if they kind of bring in the big V passports? Well, we're going to get through this, whatever they throw at us, and there's always ways and means. And I know it's pretty tough at the moment, but we just need to stay strong. And I know I'm going to be sort of doing that, and hopefully you guys can as well. Just sort of stay strong, stay resilient, sort of keep on defying the powers that shouldn't be. And if you're sort of going to go into a shop tomorrow determined not to put that on, but you're a bit sort of worried about doing so, sort of just be kind of comforted in the knowledge that I'll be, figuratively speaking at least, standing right beside you, doing the same kind of thing, or exactly the same thing. And certainly whenever I'm going into any kind of shops over the next few weeks, well, I haven't even got one of those, so I'm going to have to, there's nothing that I'm going to be able to do apart from going in there without any thing on my face. And just a bit of a funny one to finish this with. I've been going on a little bit, but the actual request by Johnson was you must wear a face covering. Well, I've got a face covering actually. I'm wearing it right now. As you can probably see, it's called Skin. I've got Skin covering my face, and that is the face covering I will be wearing in the coming days and weeks. So, with that, I'll be back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.